For the latest in strategic affairs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon for updates.
Our focus this evening is on the Delhi Declaration issued by the meeting of National Security Advisors of India, Russia, Iran, and the 5 Central Asian states. I'd like to play the graphic first. The declaration is a few points. We picked up the main, most important points in order of. So there you have it. Warned against Afghan territory being used for terrorist activities. Afghanistan must not be a safe haven for terrorism. Cooperative measures against radicalization, and so on. Inclusive government in Afghanistan. And the last point, humanitarian assistance for all in Afghanistan. So those are the main points that was issued at the end of the deliberations in Delhi today. Fairly standard. We've known of this. These points have come up before in earlier meetings, not necessarily at the NSA level, but also in meeting of diplomats and others. So, Shant, your impressions?
So yeah, you're right. I think it is fairly standard, all this stuff about suffering in Afghanistan, humanitarian assistance, that Afghanistan should not become a center for terrorism. All of this is stuff that we've been hearing of for the longest. I think from the Indian point of view, the only really significant thing out of this declaration is the first point, which is that reiterated strong support for a peaceful, secure, and stable Afghanistan, while emphasizing the respect for sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity and non-interference in its internal affairs. So basically, what India is saying is that unlike in the 1990s, when we were all, or what we are signing on, I'm not saying that we are saying it, but that's what we seem to be signing on. And this is a kind of an olive branch we seem to be holding out, that, we accept that the Taliban is a reality. We might have to hold our noses and accept that reality, but we accept it. We are not going to do anything to, in a sense, destabilize this regime. We are not going to do anything to support people, or interfere in any which way in Afghan internal affairs. So I think that's a kind of an olive branch that is being extended to whosoever will take it. And that kind of completely changes the complexion from what our policy traditionally towards the Taliban has been, which is that we will not accept them and we will support whoever stands up against them. But I suspect that there is a certain amount of diplomacies in this as well. But to my mind, I'm looking at this declaration from 2 standpoints. One, this overture which is being made, and in exchange of this overture, there are certain expectations from the Taliban regime that you allow humanitarian assistance to go. There is no talk of recognition or any of this other stuff out there in this declaration. But the concerns which all these 8 countries have been put on paper. I think that has been said. They've said that we are ready to extend humanitarian assistance, but don't interfere. We will try and do it. Don't expect us to go through you. I don't know how that is going to work because, again, there's nothing novel in this demand. This is something everybody around the world has been demanding. In fact, the United Nations resolutions also said the same thing. So all of that is standard. Pardon. Except that first clause, which I think is, from my standpoint, I think is fairly significant.